Checking. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Alright. I wonder. Alright, anybody. As loud as I can get, though the audio is kind of trash. 2. No, this is not the audio I wanted. Hold on, let me. Alright, nothing else. Oh, it's not hitting me right. It's not hitting. Let me just. Alright, is it? Okay. Ah, screw it. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay, now I'm doing it good. God damn. Alright. Oh. Do this nicely. This is my. Today's Friday, y'all. Welcome to my stream. Element Reptile. Today, what's going on? Happy Friday. It's November 7th, 2025. Here I am. Last stream I did was, I told people, am I even trying? Well, am I even going to do it? Since I made a storyboard. Well, about to find out. Because I am an art. I'm supposed to be a trying to do animations kind of guy. But never I did. Balls to me. No? I should have two giant nutsats slapping my left and right cheeks. For that. Okay. So, I'll give you that chance. Well, give myself the moment where, yeah. Let's see if I can do it. Animating. First, I need to do this. I have to use these. And run. So I have to use storyboards. But anyways, as your favorite artist that is doing his best, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. My social medias on Twitter and Instagram are in my descriptions. You can find them on Instagram, and then you can support me on Patreon as well. Yes, I have a Patreon account. I'm willing to sell to on Patreon. Don't forget to support me on Patreon. And also, you want to see more of my content, like, subscribe to my channel. Let's get this going. Oh. Okay, that's one. Oh shit. Okay, right here. Or Boca. am I going wrong? You're like a my little soda pop, eh? My little soda pop, eh? My. Oh, my little soda pop, eh? My little soda pop, soda pop. So this works. Don't. All right. Or I could take. Oh, I think I got it. Been around for a long time. Alright, see? Now it works. 1, 2. Okay, so hold on. Let me start off from the get-go. Okay, no. Needs to... Like I said from my last stream, I said this in my last stream. That I have to, I had a previous project. You saw the previous project. And I don't know if anybody saw my previous project, the Etny project, right? That I was supposed to do. I was supposed to finish it. I was actually supposed to work on that, but I just slacked off and I sat away with it. I didn't even finish it. I just kind of tuned out on that. It was so of the amount of time taking. That came to a long time for me to come to a point where it's like, well, to come to a conclusion of myself is that, I jumped into the gun too fast and forgetting the concept, the basics of certain things. Now, I did have a previous pencil test that had many different takes, but I'm like, hang on a second. Am I supposed to do things right? And I didn't. So I had to do this whole by scratch because I'm like, if you have left it out for a very long time, you have to now go do the basics. And that's what exactly I'm doing. Because I slacked off pretty hard. I really wanted to make it my good expectations on my first animation, but then I'm like, hang on, but then I'm like, wait, I didn't even know the first basics. I I never tell anybody this, but I did took animation classes, but I left it out because I was only sticking to drawing. That is on 100%. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start the basics. I'm just gonna go level one. Start with gifts. Let me start with gifts first, then I advance. All right, so what else? The what else? What's with all this? Ah, uh-huh. And I could just roll. That I could have done. I absolutely could have done that. So, no. 1, 2, 3. 3. Let's make that take a bottom. Fuck. No, 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 no. This was I'm at fault for even letting that for not doing jack. Okay, so I need that test. What the hell is this? Oh shit. Oh shit. So then boom. The emperor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's do that again. This onion thing's very helpful. I'll tell you that. The onion movement's super helpful. I think I bet you every animator knows that. Every shit knows that. The onion thing's available. But everybody has their own products, their own techniques. It says over here. Okay, so 1, 2, kind of like bends down. Ah. Have to keep on going. Have to keep on going, sir. Oh. I'm already tired. Damn. Oh. That's that. Let's see. Uh, damn. There was um uh, woo. Uh, no, that's not the case. No. What else? I have deja vu. No, I don't want to do more. I don't want to do more of that. Hmm. Taminaka. Okay, let me just add another one. For my well-being. Conga. Conga. Okay. So this is where I kinda. So I need a new color. So I can make things more sensible. Yeah, you're gonna need a new color for this. Oh man, I'm gonna have to be switching. Oh hell. Did you think of that? I had to be switching. Oh man, nah. That'd be annoying. Okay, all up. Oh, no. Nah. Okay, we'll see. Start or alright, that's one. Hmm. Oh. What else? I know I'm casting shadows. I know I'm casting too many shadows. Should I just kind of probably spin it around? Hey. Oh, I hate that shit. I hate that shit when that happens. Nope. What the fuck happened? Give me back my blue. What the fuck? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's say he's got titties. I can't do that. Ugh, man. I just started getting sleepy already. I'm trying to stand up, bro. I'm standing up. Man. Alright, somehow. This is where I'm starting to. What do you mean you error? What did I do? Oh, wow. That's flaming gay. That's flaming gay. It just logged out on me. Oh. God damn. Alright, stay up. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, the onion. The onion. God damn. And then he flies down, right? He flies down. Oh. Nah. Yes. Select. No, wait, not connected together. Set my little soda pop. Right here. Then I just go right here. No. Actually, a lot more down. Yeah, right there. That's good. That's good enough. Funny to know, this is just a base. It's just a basement on what I can do. No, oh god damn it. Okay, that's just one edge of it. Fuck, dog. So then, right there. But they're all now milliseconds. That's another part. Do it have to be millisecond? No, I don't believe so. It cannot be just mere milliseconds unless I'm willing to start tweening. Okay, one, two, three. Almost there, almost there. I'm sad. Booyah! I was say, booyah! I was say, booyah! Okay, this. Okay, so it's like, oh, now I just hit that same button. No, 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 no. I had to go further than that now. I gotta go further than that now. Uh, oh shit. What did I bring? Now, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shit. No. God damn. What just happened now? Alright. So then I just go way down. Now I go way down. Now I go way down. No. He's going back. Run to the top. All this basings, it's not easy. I'm trying to be real with you. This shit is not easy to make. You already seen what this is. You see, this is just my first animation. Look how cheesy and blocky is this. Look how cheesy and blocky this is. And I'm only trying to get milliseconds. Milliseconds. And I don't want milliseconds. I want this to last even further. But I have to add more frames. But I get too impatient. I got real impatient. Nah, I don't. Come on. Come on. It's not the same. No, it's not the same. Shit. It ain't the same like my storyboard. It's not the same like my storyboard. Like it makes me want. Like I have this urge to make it more difficult for me. But I'm like, hey, but I am not putting my own well spirit to say, hey, no, 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 before you're not even there, bro. No, 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 no. You gotta go with the basics first. Start. You don't go in guns blazing. You don't even know what you can handle. You can do it if you want. You want to get crazy and kill yourself with it. Go ahead. But no, there's more to that. There's more to that. Boom, 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 boom. 2,000层个后 쿠커를 금붙이는 I'm speaking gibberish for Korean. Funny thing. I have a last name that originally is supposed to be Belgian, but it also has a Korean counterpart to that. And the last name like relates to a village. So my last surname in Korea is Village. I've always feel like I said I have my surname is it's supposed to be European. I think my oh, but it just sounds really Asian. For some reason, it sounds really Asian. That's all I can say. Not. I think here. Shape the head somewhere. Come on. Dun, dun. No. Do you feel it? Dread it all inside. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? All this distance, I've been reaching out. Do you feel it? Do you feel baby falling out of God damn. I can show you the world. Hey, we're always that's a whole new world. Alright, this one is to go. I wait for all this was for me. Something comforting. Do, 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 do. Nothing gonna. All the little things come by, the things we used to see or be. Nobody is perfect, and without you, I can be. You're the universe to me. You're the air in my lungs. You're the fears when I run. You're the sky that I'm in. It's you. You. It's you. And without you, I can be. You're the universe to me. You're the air in my lungs when I feel when I run. Yeah, yeah. All the little things come by. Alright. What else did you say? So, okay, now. Shit. There we go. Come on. Susa. How to learn from Baby Scratch for this. Even though I might use my talents for, you know, unholy things too. Keep that in mind. Because I want to get paid. I want to make a career. Money, sex sells. However, I'm willing to do both. I know in TikTok there's this battle between good and evil. So whenever there's a new artist coming by, animating Zelda, it said that, a lot of people out there says all roads lead to Rome. And there's a fight between good and evil out there, man. There's a holy war trying to save new and upcoming animators to not fall into the pits of darkness, or what we call Rule 34. Well, fortunately for me, I bounce around. I can sky hop and I can fall down. I just don't have the courage for it. Unfortunately, I don't have the courage for it. Hmm. Come on. Come on. Okay, so then this is okay. See? I feel like there are two copies. Exactly. There you are, sir. Aquí es. A ver. Uno, dos, tres. A ver, así es. Así es. Pero no necesita todos esos frames. Yo ya no necesito esa cosa. Muévase. Ajá. Ajá. Así es. Así yo quiero. Así. Aquí es la vaina que yo necesito. Así es la vaina que necesito. Si no, yo siempre tengo que chequear. Siempre tengo que chequear. Para no nos confunde. Entonces, a ver, vamos a ver cómo no puede, cómo aparece. Aquí está la primera parte, la primera parte. Eso va a tomar tiempo, este mierda va a tomar mucho tiempo, yo sé, sobre que yo pueda hacer o no puedo hacer. Yo estoy haciendo mi animación de scratch. Porque mi previous one, ya me abandonó ese huevada, brother. This takes real dedication. Okay, let's do that again. Uh, okay. Come on. Don't Sambara. Don't do that, bro. Please. What the hell? Okay. And then came. Shit. I don't know, like. I can just. I can't? Jeez. Damn! I've been leaving crumbs up in this bit. Shit, man. Okay, right here. Right here. It's like Jim Carrey. I don't know what Jim Carrey is gonna stand for, bro. Jim Carrey doing movies? Damn, I don't know. I don't remember. Last thing I remember, he was doing the Sonic and the Hedgehogs. He was Dr. Robotnik. Kept his computer alive. What's he even doing these days? Oh, he's writing books. Trying to make sure he's trying to get away from Hollywood. And not get, Epstein or Diddy. Pulling a P. Diddy. Or, I don't think even Jim Carrey even knows who P. Diddy is. But nah. You have not seen the AI videos. You have not seen the AI videos about Epstein, dog. You have not seen the AI videos with Epstein. Of the Epstein Island ones. They made a kids toy commercial out of this. They made a Disney animation version of this. Dude, these people just couldn't handle it. They make AI like slop videos, but there's one with besides Bigfoot, which actually is quite fun to watch. I saw slavery vlogs, bro. Slavery vlogs. I saw Jim Crow vlogs, dog. YouTuber survives in Jim Crow America. Yo, really? I seen like 9/11 competition memes. Oh my god. You people, that's why AI is so dangerous because it's so good. It's so good. That's why AI is so dangerous. There are videos that I thought that I can't even read. I didn't knew it was AI. There was this DoorDash video. I think everybody saw this DoorDash video on this was on Facebook Reels I was watching, right? And this is just this, fat dude trying to deliver DoorDash. The floor of the porch house just broke down. He fell. It's like, oh shit, are you okay? It was funny. It was quite funny. And then I looked around the comments. It's like, bro, I can't believe AI is this it's going this way, bro. This is scary, bro. I don't know if I can trust myself, my own brain, because I'm a normie in certain things, in such things, man. And then until I realized, oh shit, it's AI. It really is AI. It really is AI because of the logo. It says Sora 2. Now, I will not. I don't know how to tell this to everyone, but AI can, and I mean it will, without any hesitation, can take out the logo, because people are showing tutorials right now how to take out the logo. Now that is criminal. Straight up illegal crimes. Like straight up crime. It's scary. It's scary with AI. Shit, they're even making AI Sakugas. AI Sakugas. AI anime. And people are using anime like AI Sora to redo all shots of One Punch Man season 3. That's how effective Sora AI has become. However, again, it's not controlled by itself. You need to tell the computer, so it's still harvested by a human being in the end. Okay, this part right here. I got myself a free. I got myself a free. So he's just like creeps up. Oh, it's gonna be slow. Ooh, buddy, it's gonna be slow. This one's gonna be a slow rise. Okay, Okay, I can't draw hands, man. Okay, this one needs to be. I know my animation style is good. It's probably going to be Western for sure. But two, it if it has to go down this way, and if I can't take handle that many frames, then I can go like basic Sakugas. Well, not really. I don't do Sakuga. This is too calm of a Sakuga. Way too calm to be a Sakuga. See? I know. It doesn't even look good. This shit don't even look good, boy. No, 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 no. Okay, let me see that again. Humpty Hump, to the Humpty Hump. I feel like this could add with let me add this and then kinda bit that and then grab, just delete that. Let me delete that shit and then I'm just going, ah boy, I want you to hear my voice too. I'm gonna delete that. It's even here too. Oh, here, so take off that crap. Oh, come on, do it, do it, do it, do it, boy. Okay, so this part right here. Then give it a haul. Hold a second. There you go. See? Give it a small haul, but it's still need more frames. Get shit. Dang. See? Kind of like that. See, it's like I'm falling, right? Like it's like I'm falling right here, like I'm trying to die, like die, like that. But I could add a more flex to that. I can add a more of a flex to that. Watch. See that? And then I can also kind of add a few sparks. Okay, this is where I add in keyframes, kind of the strokes. Okay, hold on a second. So I can just take this out, and then I could just go empty. Oh, and then boom, same thing again. Just go empty. Dale, voila. So, see, see now, see how it works. You can do anything. So it's not easy doing this shit. It ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy, dog. Oh my God, look at that. I'm doing this is just like be a GIF animation to be straight with y'all, cause I'm I went too far on my Etme, on my other character. I have another character. I have another OC. This is my first OC. I'm using my first OC. I do have another OC that I can draw. It's very cartoony. Has a motherfucker to animate. That one I tried to animate and I had to delete it. I had to delete it. Honestly, I had to absolutely delete it because it was just it's so hard drawing a Bugs Bunny style cartoon. Since I'm so fixated on drawing humans. Even though guys like Mr. James Baxter, Glenn Keane, um, Mark Cleanup, I think the John Pomeroy, those guys, those white people, they said it. It once said it that they didn't like drawing humans. They did not like drawing humans. They could have created furries. But they did hold the furry community. They were responsible for upbringing the furry community, and those furries made fire animation. Oh shit. Alright. It's only 2 seconds. Oh damn. No, I had to start. But yeah, I don't know, bro. Okay, so the head. So I got a head like that. And then it just creeps up. So it creeps up. Creeps up. Like, creep. Is this gonna work? I do not know how this shit's gonna work. To be straight with you. There you go. Something better. Shit, how this gonna work? But how did I rise? That's the question. Okay. So I rise. Like I rise. Okay. The head. Watch like after next month. I keep on continuing this, and I just stop again. Oh God. I think so negatively, man. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me give you some water, bro. Hold up a second, real quick. Alright. Ah, Jesus Christ. What am I doing? What am I? How's the arms? How are the arms? So how are the arms? So go, go the arm. Okay, so I think that's why it. Maybe I'm not putting my arms. No, I'm putting the whole frame up. See? Now, okay. Now I'm getting my picture. Now I'm getting my picture right. Even though it was very, 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 yeah, valid. Though the hood needs to be a lot more accurate for a hood. Now it's for the head. For the head. Okay, for the. 황춘철의 타란성과 후쿠오카시 산나마나마요 가시게 겐신하는 가니까. I don't know if this one works. Then, okay, so now it's at this point. Okay, so, start to spread. Starts to spread. I've done this before. I kind of done this before. Ah, the chin. I done the chindy, 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 chindy. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Uh, see right here. Okay. Dude. Oh, I'm supposed to go slow. Okay. I'm about to go slow, sir. Or am I even doing it right? So I don't know if I'm even doing it right or not. Shit. This is just what, 2 seconds? This is only merely a second I'm doing. It's like he's ducking. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I suck dick. I suck the nigga's dick. I suck the nigga's dick. I suck the nigga's dick. That's what it looked like. That's me. That's kind of like the. That's like I came from a dream after busting two nuts, or when a bitch sucked a soul out of me right after midnight. I'd be like, I get up. Oh. Anyways, back to work. Shogun. Oh, okay. Come on, Shogun. No, he leans back. The shoulder leans back. And like my character, like believe it or not, this OC of mine, it's not some sorcerer out of an ancient world. It's actually a superhero character. I just gave him this kind of like Devil May Cry kind of like costume, which is hilarious. Okay, one, two, oh shit. Is this real life? Is this real life? Bum ba bum ba dum ba da ba da 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 da. Is this real life? Real life? Is this real life? Maybe the coat's not with me. Uh, hold up. Damn it. Wait. Makes no, actually no. I don't need to. It's just a rough sketch. It's a whole draft sketch, and then it doesn't even. It doesn't. It's not needed. It's not needed, honestly. I'll have to do that when I'm completely like drawing this. I have another one but I didn't even color that. I don't know. I want to do it, and then it tires me out of nowhere because I have to do the layouts and all that stuff. But yet, if I keep complaining, if I keep talking about it, I won't actually be able to finish something like this. So I'm not gonna talk about it. Dun, 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 dun. Keep twitching like a mug, dog. Why keep twitching like a mug? It's been a year, and I've been streaming, and then you're all seeing my twitchings. It's It's pretty much been a year since I did this. I said I give myself 2 years and nothing much. Mm. I really want to reach at least 100. Try to at least reach at least 100. And then my goal is to reach 200. My goal, I think, in this world, because I'm usually an Instagram artist. All right, I'm an Instagram artist. I post most of my following is on Instagram, so I'm hoping to get this bigger. Just another part is, how do you do time lapse videos? That's the real question. How do you do time lapse? That's something I yearn to see. Maybe I should look at like YouTube videos or something. Man, I got I was ready for some good jokes, but then I just lost it all right after I recorded. Like I was getting so ready. I was so bricked up until I go soft. Keeping my having my bare foot on the floor being ashier than a Haitian's foot. I'll tell you that. Okay, so but then it just stays there. Then it just stays there. The Skraelings. Man. This part right here. Oh, this part right here. Yeah. Well, I think this part needs to start going down. That's for sure. Yeah, this shit needs to go down. It needs to go down a little bit. It needs to go down a little bit. My little soda pop, eh? My little soda pop, eh? Going down, eh? Oh, my little soda pop. Why am I singing K-pop Demon Hunters? Why am I singing the Soda Boys? Why am I singing the Sacha Boys? Because the Huntrix are out there, right? For K-pop. Uh, I don't want to diarrhea and scoop my damn thing. I have my drawing glove in my room. No, I gotta. Tomorrow I'm going to wash that thing. I have received. You know, if you guys have gone on Twitter and watched it, there was this post on Twitter that was going viral, and it asked artists all over the world, from the biggest to the tiniest, and said, you know, have you ever cleaned your as artist? Have you ever cleaned your glove? And that had me thinking too, like, shit, I didn't knew I have to clean my glove. I thought I cleaned my glove once before. Well, I accidentally did because I realized about it. But then, I'm like, oh shit, I barely even I don't even clean my drawing glove at all. I'm like, oh man, I had to start now I have to start cleaning my glove. I have to now start cleaning that glove. It's probably smudged up for years. I'm like, because honestly, I don't really think of it because I didn't know it was of that fabric. I know I have to clean my drawing board. That's for sure. Despite the amount of scratches it has, it's probably had matte smudge, mean smudges. I mean, shit. It has some really mean smudges. To let you know. That is an unfortunate offer. sorry. Just have to clean my glasses. I know I clean these glasses for sure. Got to. Ah, tamchilala. Shit. A huge bro. No. Something like this. As something a bit like. Or maybe. I'm tripping. I'm tripping today. Just maybe this right here. No, this part needs to trip. This part needs to go a little, needs to slide a bit, a little further. So, let's see. Right there, right? Is that good or no? Or no? No, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Boina, 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 coina ferre, coina ferre. So like he's just rising and I'm just like that. It's that I'm not in one of my frames. Okay, so hold on. Let me shut this down and let's see the whole thing on this part. See that? That's 2 sec. That's like 2.5 seconds. Well, 3 seconds actually. Yeah, no. 2.5 seconds. That is basically is the best I can. That is the best I can try. And it doesn't stop there. It doesn't stop. I basically did 2 hours of just 4 seconds. That is how freaking painstaking doing 2D animation. And I'm just doing a rough sketch. I'm doing a freaking rough sketch. Base sketch. I still gotta trace all this. But you know what? It's for my well-being. It's for my well-being. You can't just do the basic ones. You gotta really, 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 really mean it. So, stop there. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 seconds. See that? Things become nothing. Now, my character does not. Usually, my imagination, Element Reptile doesn't do that. He probably casts a smoke to make it happen, but it actually doesn't do that. But since he's got the powers of like Avatar ass powers, but just in a sort of like a vampire type of way. I mean, I guess it settles it. I don't know. But this is, and it still keeps going. I know for sure. It still keeps going. But anyways, I have other stuff to do then. This is the storyboards you're seeing up there. That is set. You're seeing all the other stuff. You're seeing storyboards. You saw what? The tests I'm doing. I had done a stand up. I was just asleep. And I was being super asleep up in this bitch. So guess what? Now I wanna do some reactions. I wanna watch some videos. I wanna record some videos. But I said, I'm gonna stop doing these politics shit. I wanna check out how theme park news. Or maybe YouTube news I've been catching up lately. I think I was watching something out of Chibi Reviews. And then Saros. Saros and Chibi. I want to see them. Alright? Why not? Stand by. Stand. For this shall be the great stream. Stand by. Okay. All right. Here we go. So today I'd like to see a new reaction. I just saw. I did checked out this new thing. This is coming on Netflix. I think it's called Cosmic Princess Kaguya. It's been said that it is like a whole live event that people are freaking out about. And I want to check it out right now. Hey, let's see what the weebs have to say. Oops. Japan's oldest story. Oh shit. It's not the world, it's mine. Oh damn. Hey, Rio Aquawares. Hold on a second. Directed by Shigen singing Twilight. Oh my god. You got Vocaloid in this. And it's just a 30-second video. Oh my god. Hold on. I gotta check this out. I gotta check this out. I forgot. I put the volume so badly. I wanna see this. Literally, I don't know if that was that Kizuna? Was that Kizuna? Hold on a second. Did I see Kizuna AI? Did I see, hold on. Did I see Honeyworks Akira? I think that is Yu-Gi-Oh! I think those are Vocaloid, right? Or okay, Rio Supercell, World is My CPK remix. Oh my god. Oh my god. With songs. Oh my god. Okay. Kize live tune. Apparently it's the oldest. January 22nd. So it's coming out in winter. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know this was like the oldest. It said it's Japan's oldest story, like the 10th century. Oh, I didn't know that. But damn, bro, like the fact that they brought in that music. Oh my god. I remember hearing that music when I was a kid too. Say, God, the world is mine. Bro, I mean, let me see the comments right now. World is mine. So many Vocaloid producers and a World is mine remix. This is gonna be peak. This might be peak. Musician lineup is actually so insane. World is mine jump scare. Yes. No one is making a video out of this. No one actually making a video out of that. And yet, like, for those who are like, I'm a casual weeb, all right? I don't watch that much anime currently, except, what? I've watched Summer Hikaru Died. I've watched a few Donghwas. I just finished the first season of the whole season of Super Cube on Billy, and I'm trying to watch this Korean anime film. I think it's like a light start part. And then there's the Dusk at the End of the World anime that's being showing up on Crunchyroll. But I'm also trying to watch it on a pirate site, And I saw the Chainsaw Man. So that's just casual me. I'm trying to go. I'm literally going diverse, right? And then not just that, I did saw Ba'an, made by none other than a Asian Taiwanese, Thai British, who is not claimed by his people, but has made his dreams come true. Garnt, or AKA Gigak. But yeah, that was one of it. So I want to hear something out of this. Wait. Oh, okay, let me see. Master support coming from the.
Build a website.
See this part right
that
here.
you love with Wix. For your words.
I think this next one right here.
Things have been crazy in Japan lately. Things have been crazy. Of course, we have the new prime minister, which a lot of people have mixed responses about. There's a lot of people claiming that she's for censorship. A lot of people saying that she's not for censorship. It's just back and forth. Politics as usual, right? But I think the real cool thing that has been happening over the last, week and especially the last 24 hours, that it does seem like there's sort of a push to kind of continue this effort in order to bolster entertainment in Japan. Because, yes, as Zenko here kind of puts it, it's sort of the last remaining thing that is not seeing a massive decline in Japan. A lot of other industries in Japan is sort of going downhill, whereas anime, manga, and games are just booming. They're getting massive. And I think Japan, the politicians do kind of see that. And thus this is something that they sort of want to help and, support as much as they can. And that has led to a lot of different kind of initiatives and whatnot, including the METI sort of, providing this assurance for the industry, the government itself assisting, while at the same time, and this is the most important thing, preventing them from having any sort of interference in it or censorship. And additionally, we have the LDP is wanting to, bolster the anime and manga industry with 100 billion yen. As to if that will get to the people that need it, that's a big question mark. But I wanted to cover a lot of this stuff because I think there's a lot of misinformation that's going around lately, especially this particular article here, where I've seen some people claim that this is meaning that Japan wants to prevent Western censorship, which that is a big negatory. That is misinformation that's going around. So let's just actually go into the information. I'll give you guys my perspective, show you exactly what Japan, or at least these news articles, are actually saying about what's happening, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so for those who don't know this, I think this guy goes by the name of course, the Otaku Spirit. You can tell by his face. This is the Otaku Spirit guy. Yes, straight up got his own place. He looks like every American, I guess, white boy with anime figurines. I don't have anime figurines. I probably will not have it, or maybe I will do. Who knows? But more likely, I'm drawing it. But
per usual, this is my take on this stuff. I am not a political expert of Japan, so definitely do your own research if you want to learn more. Let's kick things off with this initiative that METI is proposing. METI proposes 5 principles for supporting Japan and entertainment. No interference with creative works amongst them. New policy based on public feedback and reflection. At the end of October, the Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry held its 8th research meeting on entertainment and creativity industry policy and announced a draft of new policy guidelines, the 5 principles of entertainment and creativity industry policy, aimed at achieving the goal of expanding the overseas market size of Japan-oriented content to 20 trillion yen by 2033. That's an ask. That's an ask right there. It can make it, though. Again, the projections are insane. The 5 principles presented by the ministry are: support on large-scale, long-term, and strategic basis, support efforts created in Japan and delivered to the world, do not interfere with the content of works, that's a key one there, deliver support directly and transparently, and prioritize challengers. Yeah, this is the important thing here, because again, what they're sort of saying here is that we want to help the anime and manga industry, these entertainment industries. We want to support them because obviously, like I said earlier, this is sort of one of the only few things they have that's rapidly growing while everything else is failing. And so what they're saying here is that we want to support it, but there's something that always comes with that support when it comes to government. Yes, a lot of people are already saying it right now. When the government gets involved with things or supports things, they want to get their hands in it. And that's what they're saying here. Do not get your hands in it.
That's true. You can't get your hands in it. Since the last time that has happened right now, I mean, there was a moment of time, I think, no, it's actually happening recently. Sony has gotten almost many anime brands out there, bro. They got Kadokawa, they got Shonen, they got everything about this. I mean, just like in Hollywood, like Disney had been taking a lot of things in the West, quite lately, and they've been putting straight A censorship, straight A wokeified shit. I mean, whatever they put in their agenda on it, and completely tarnished the industries out there, like video games and stuff. However, not all video games are terrible in the West. Some are good. You have to cut, for example, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. It was terrible once. It was in 2020. Until then, it stayed to this day. It's an open world view. GTA 6, on the other hand, is another good game. It's just that it's fictional to this day because they'll never release it, thanks to some people who are getting fired. I think Riot Games aren't League of Legends. that one stays good. Not all games are, just being taken over by Hollywood until then. But then again, I'd be wrong. I'd be wrong. And it's just that, there's this moral sort of hypocrisy that they keep showing in like in animation and all that good stuff. So I was like, what do you guys like want? What do you guys want from us? If you just can't handle it and you guys censor it just because of a moral standard, then you know what? Get the fuck out of my fucking room. Get the fuck out of my space. You know? And to have that as a corporation, to have that as an entire organization like Hollywood, like Western standards, because people are freaking out, over there, they just can't handle it. Like, what the hell is this? It's too much. It's too much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, okay, you know what? I'm just not gonna have it. If you can't handle it, and I'm not gonna send it to you. I'm giving this to the people who love my content, who love this sort of creativity and art. And if you cannot handle it, then I'm not gonna give it to you as a publisher. You're not my publisher. You're not the person I want. Fuck right off. Literally, fuck right off right now. And that's what has happened to these recent years, is that this whole year actually, like the censorship merely start like a whole year. 2025. We're right in December. We're about to hit 2026 next month. Isn't that insane? A whole year. A whole year. We were having censorship after censorship after censorship about certain things. Texas is censoring anime and manga. Florida, my state of Florida here, I mean, they were yearning to censor a lot of manga and anime due to that, but they didn't even censor all of it. Like, I think others too, but there's that hypocrisy, and that since they want to censor that, then they don't censor all the other things you see in live action American shit. And then there's a lot of rainbow ass shit out there, man. Rainbow ass shit. And then the other hand is Christianity and faith shoved down your damn throat for that hand. So that's what's going on in the West, here in the West. It's just this very brain dead limited thing that's now trying to attack a creative art that is made by Japan that was actually inspired by us. Inspired by us. That where we once were back then. Now, it's crazy. And that's why they do the policies there. They're investing a lot of money. I know that other like indie animations too are trying to invest on Patreon regarding to like creative freedom and all that stuff, and to not interfere, because even localizers, these newer localizers are trying to like interfere the subtitles, and include not just subtitles in anime to translate the Japanese, but it's also translating and subtitles and interfering in manga, so the text is different. So they would translate it on what was actually is versus, and then completely change their whole agenda into what they want it to be. And that shit is a line crossed hundreds of times. Don't do that. Don't please do that because of your fucking feelings. I had to start right when I got older. I there were some things that happened to me that were really kind of like, it was childish of me that I got such things that I reacted wrong, that it was into my feelings. But then, so now I realize, you know what? Because I didn't learn, I didn't understand it, but I hated it. I hated it because I knew it was hurting me, because I thought it was only on me. So then when I learned it on that, and then I realized, I see other people acting the same way and thinking that they're in control and thinking they're the ones, then I realized, okay, these people are idiots too, and maybe I should stop acting like that too if I don't want to be like these people. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Support it, but don't touch it. Don't mess with it. Don't mess with their creative work. Don't tell them what they can and cannot do, because this has sort of happened in the past where they sort of have their own initiatives they want to put in there. As a reflection on previous policies, the ministry stated, although there are analyses evaluating that some effects were achieved, Japan's performance remains at a low level compared to other countries. Past policies did not lead to sufficient expansion of tangible and intangible asset stocks, and labor productivity and wages do not improve enough. Yep. Yep. And I've talked about this before. I think I've had a video on this before where there's this element where they do realize that although anime itself is growing, there's twofold aspects here. One is that other people are making money on it. More money is going elsewhere than actually coming domestic. They're making a lot of money off our stuff. I mean, just for example, and this is sort of a bad example because Sony's kind of involved with it, but say the Demon Slayer movie. It can be sold as a property to somebody else, a license to somebody else, and they can air it in US theaters and make a boatload of money. That money doesn't go back to Japan because it's the licensor's money. Yes, they can have somewhere in their contract they get a cut of it or something like that, but not entirely. Say Toei Animation giving Dragon Ball over to the West and just making so much money over here. They don't get all that money. But there's the other side of it, and that's really right here they're talking about specifically, is that you don't have wages and whatnot improving. Animators and whatnot are not making money. Where's this money going? And yes, like I've talked about before, a lot of that money is going overseas as well, and the idea that you have a lot of animators overseas rather than domestic because domestically they're not paying them well. They're paying the animators overseas well enough because you have certain countries where they can get paid less, or they just know how to actually divvy out that money better to animators. Based on the voices of the public raised in policy evaluations, the ministry established the proposed principles. The principle that drew particular attention was, do not interfere with the content of works. Here's the part where a lot of misinformation is coming from, people, which states, the government will not influence the content of works and will guarantee creators freedom of expression. This is a statement made by the ministry in Japan to the Japanese government. We want to help the content creators in Japan that are creating the stuff, but the government itself in Japan should not get in the way. That's what everybody's getting wrong with what this is stated here. This is not saying anything about Visa, MasterCard. This is not saying anything about Western, localizers and whatnot. Oh, that's the end of the localizers. No, this is them saying in this statement, the Japanese government do not get your hands in there. Allow them to make what they want to make. Stop interfering with something that is literally our biggest growing market right now. And that's the big key thing there. Again, like Zenko said earlier, and I've said it before, several times before, it's been stated by so many leading figures in Japan, this is one of our few remaining things. We got to make sure we help it grow. And don't touch it. There's a reason why it's growing.
Okay. So he said it clearly. That it's the Japanese government. That's a new announcement. That is the announcement he said. He said it again. Like, the government will not influence the content of works and will guarantee creators freedom of expression. Okay? So even that includes, this is not only just the Western thing is going around, this is also included into the government. Just like, like, for example, like the whole age verification BS is going on here in the United States. The government, there's a whole difference between the government and the Senate. They're two totally separate things. Ministry, two totally separate things. These are organizations that are on their own. They're trying to play nice. All right. He said it again. The government of Japan, right? Do not interfere with the content of works. The government will not influence the content of works and will guarantee creators freedom of expression. All right. Now that is within Japan, because Japan at times had censored. Yes. I said it before on another video. They had censored a lot, certain stuff in manga and anime. For example, everybody loves Bleach, right? Tita Kubo's Bleach, that anime. I grew up watching Tita Kubo's Bleach. I watched the anime and I read a bit of the manga when I was a middle schooler. All right, so that one, they have censored certain things. They have censored like various scenes in the manga, and it's completely different what you see in the anime. They did that. They have censored other stuff too. They have certain other shots too in Heavenly Delusion. They censored I think One Shot Mark Joseph Darling, but that was an easy censor, honestly. That was pretty easy to censor, because unless you want to draw the whole thing and trying to keep the diaspora to it, but that I guess that's what that's something Chibi wanted to do on hand. But they'll shout out to Chibi, because Chibi is trying to protect the culture of it, even it's weird gooner shit. Unfortunately, for me, I am a gooner too, so, but you know what I mean. But it's all about keeping the content of the artist that made that art, that made that dialogue, as infinite as it is, without any interference, whether it is from overseas or within Japan, which has happened before. That's what they're saying.
Incorporates the requests of non-interference, such as we want the government to refrain from meddling in the content of works when providing support. Support us, but don't tell us what to do, because we know what we're doing. That's the key thing there. We know what we're doing. Likewise, the principle deliver support directly and transparently reflects the public wish that the government support should reduce the proportion distributed to intermediaries and increase the amount reaching these directly involved in creating and promoting works. Thank you so freaking much. Yeah. That right there, I think, is one of the bigger things. Everybody again is focusing up on this thing and saying that it's Western censorship. This is the key thing, I think. Get it to the creators, not these people between. Because that's a big concern with the thing that we're going to talk about in a minute, with the idea of giving 100 billion yen increase, or not increase, but increasing to 100 billion yen given to this industry. A lot of people are concerned about it not getting the proper people. It's going to get stopped by the producers and whatnot, and it's going to line their pockets. All this money being injected into this industry from the government, and it's not even going to the animators, not going to the people creating the stuff. But I will say, this is politics. Don't get too excited. I'm going to stop myself from getting too excited, because this happens a lot. This is just like anywhere else in the world. Politics. Does it actually change anything? That's always the last question. Did this actually fix anything, or did you just talk about a bunch of fluff to get people's support? Focusing on the reduction of intermediary margins, often referred to as middleman cuts. Yep, the ministry noted, we will avoid making support systems overly complicated and ensure that even stakeholders unfamiliar with government procedures can use them easily. I think that's important. This transparency is important, because then you can actually hold people accountable if it does get stopped by somebody. Not just giving subsidies and in their future policy direction presented. The principle prioritize challengers, responds to public calls to support new and challenging projects rather than existing ones, and outlines a policy that prioritizes support for high-risk, high-return new initiatives. Since 2013, the ministry has been providing support under the Cool Japan policy, during which overseas sales of entertainment industry increased approximately fourfold, from 1.4 trillion to 5.8 trillion. However, compared with countries such as South Korea, Japan's budget for these programs has remained at a low level. Yeah, there's a lot more investments coming internally, and again, I think a lot of other countries are benefiting from it more than even them. Japan's budget and these programs has remained at a low level. Evaluation analysis indicates that the support projects generated an increase in overseas sales of about 3 to 8 times the amount of the support funds provided. Building on that, the ministry has proposed policy guidelines aimed at achieving a state where Japan-oriented content dominates the world, starting with Japan's strength in 2D content, through a Japanese-style content ecosystem as follows. In a game structure where network effects prevail, and those who invest the most take all, Japan must compete with countries providing fiscal support on the scale of hundreds of billions of yen. To achieve the target 8 years from now, the next 3 years will be positioned as a critical period to implement large-scale, long-term, and strategic support measures. During this time, in order to ensure the achievement of our goals, METI will not simply provide subsidies and stop there, but will collect and monitor data on distribution networks and works, select projects with high potential for success, and providing feedback accordingly. Again, it's all about getting more involved with this stuff and really supporting it, which, again, this is a lot of statements. This is saying a lot. This is saying a lot, but will they actually do anything? Now, yes, I was kind of curious if this was something that sort of needed to be processed and voted on or put through something. So I did reach out to Zenko, which I really do appreciate his efforts in really kind of keeping the Western audiences informed on what's going on with anime and manga and whatnot from a political perspective. This is a politician. I asked him if this is like a process or something, or if this is something that's actually going to go through. He said the Japanese government has been planning to strengthen the anime and manga industry, especially overseas, and now is putting it into action. So it's implying that this is something that's been planned for a while, and they're actually doing something. He goes,
Although China has begged to differ. I mean, China, even though China has a lot of, has to go through such censorship, is basically, going gloves off on Japan on their industry. I mean, even though there's some censored scenes they have, they are going gloves off. Can't wait for Korea now, yeah, because anime is not, it's not Japanese anymore now. I seen Donghua. I have seen a bit of a Hangukai ni or Ai from Korea, and they all have the same thing, anime, right? Even though we just say anime because they just have the design. No matter, I don't care anymore. But hey, and those guys right now, they are coming begging to differ. They are taking the demand. They're trying to take the throne out of the land of the samurai. The Eastern Dragon is trying to take the throne off the samurai right now in this industry, and it's a big competition over there. So yes, you're protecting. Censorship is bad, but your rivals are trying to come and take over, bro. Just let that be known.
without saying that they will provide financial support, but will not interfere with the content of the works. But I believe that the government declaration of this, once again, has a positive effect in preventing other forms of censorship. This is sort of a big positive for me, and the idea that it does feel like this is something that they have been putting to effect for a while. This isn't something that's just being thrown out there. This is something they actually want to focus on. Again, it does go to what we said earlier, and the idea that this is something that sort of has to happen with it being one of their leading industries right now. But that gets us to our second bit of news, which this pretty much happened like yesterday. Well, yesterday for Japan time, but like 2 days ago for us. But yes, support for anime and manga industry to be quadrupled. LDP policy group requests 100 billion scale funding from government. This site reports the Liberal Democratic Party's Intellectual Property Strategy Research Committee, my gosh, that name, on the 6th compiled a emergency resolution calling on the government to increase support to overseas expansion and other initiatives in the content industries such as anime and manga to a scale of around 100 billion, approximately 4 times the current level. They're upping it like crazy, which again does technically make sense because the anime industry itself is increasing fold over fold over fold. This thing is growing insanely. And again, a lot of that is overseas. They eclipsed domestic sales like several years ago. It's already making more money overseas than domestically. Now, I always put the stipulation there that yes, it's a lot of the bigger titles are making the most money. It's the licenses from the big titles, the big ones, Dragon Ball, One Piece, that kind of stuff. Demon Slayer, for damn sure. But it's still a large amount of their actual economy. And again, the industry itself is coming from overseas. They have to support it. Beginning with comprehensive economic measures to be announced by Takaichi administration later this month. The goal is to include large-scale, multi-year support programs. Now here's where things get interesting. And this goes better to the misinformation that was spreading from the previous article. The resolution emphasizes the urgent need to expand Japan's content industry support budget to a scale comparable to those of major countries. Again, that's going to that previous article, and the idea they're seeing things like South Korea and stuff like that, and they're investing a lot more money. It requests funds to be prioritized for training translators of manga and animators, establishing culture outreach hubs overseas, and strengthening anti-piracy measures. Yes. I love all of this right here because this is huge. This is huge. I talked about this so many times before. The best way to combat piracy, because it's talking about piracy down there, and that doesn't really matter. I mean, I've seen like here recently Crunchyroll and Netflix, they want to, go after this site or that site. Shrug. You're going to hit that Hydra. It's going to grow another one. Good luck, Netflix. Good luck, Crunchyroll. You're never going to stop that stuff. It's going to keep happening.
Bro, I imagine those pirate video movie sites, that movie stores that we used to have. Shit. They should bring back, man. They should bring that back. Pirate, like those pirated movie stores. I remember I used to go to one that was like completely pirated places, and it was an established ass movie store. Holy shit, that was a time. Bro. They should do that. They should bring back alive that one.
The true anti-piracy measure is this part right here. Now, this is manga specifically, not really anime. And again, I was talking about
Yes,
Netflix and
this
Crunchyroll
is
earlier.
very important.
The best way to combat piracy is to have Japan do it themselves and create a network in which they can provide it themselves, because the best counter to piracy is convenience. Convenience.
The one thing that I would say too, but that he probably, yes, he knows or not. Um, you know, it depends because majority of Japanese over there don't speak English, and they're gonna need AI to kind of translate it in a way. It's easy as it is. It's gonna be AI subtitle translation. However, that needs to be in the hands of the Japanese because and kept by the content that whatever the artist and the editor have scripted as. That is very important. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot let that give it to anybody else. It has to be by the professional committee of editors in translation from Japanese to English, other different languages. The thing is, not many Japanese people speak English or understand English. So that's another thing that they're gonna. That's a whole other haul that I have to go against.
And a good product. If Japan themselves can do this, that's huge. Shonen Jump's been doing it. If all of these different companies, these publishers in Japan, if they can start moving to actually doing their own translations, that is huge. Japan, do it yourself. I've been asking about this for the longest time. Japan, open up the floodgates. All of your Japanese streaming websites, open them up to the world. Let us sub to you directly. You do the translations and give it to us directly. And then if anybody complains about wanting to pirate it after that, well, good on them. Whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But damn, what better way to support these companies than to do it directly? I think a lot of people have been asking about that. I would love to do that. I mean, you're technically doing that with Crunchyroll because it's technically still Sony, which is Aniplex, yada, 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 but whatever. It's still a Western company. Crunchyroll is still a Western company, a branch of Sony. People want that direct flow. And again, that best way to combat that piracy is to make it really convenient for people to get in there. And they want to do that. They want to train translators to do this stuff so they can get that out there. The big thing here, though, is, in my opinion, animators. Yes, domestic animators. By the way, I have no problems with animators in China or, India or anything. If you've done work for anime, thank you for your work. I have nothing against overseas animators that work on anime. But my biggest heartbreak has always been the idea that domestic animators have given up on the industry. I even talked to Zenko about this literally yesterday. I was telling him about how I hate the fact that it feels like all the Japanese animators have given up. They have been so underpaid they gave up. And like I said before, you had even politicians saying, why are people in other countries getting paid better to animate anime that is being produced in Japan?
That's true because this what it is cheap labor. What it is that they don't since there's this sort of culture, this deadly as fuck work culture in Japan right now. Still to this day, that hey, if anybody was moving to Japan, you're gonna have to conform to that, no matter what. You're gonna have to conform to that. That 99.6 work culture that's going on in China, yeah, you're gonna be cooked. Do not think that you're just gonna get privileged just like that if you're working flexibly. No. Everybody's gonna have to suffer the same way as you need to suffer. As is, right? And the fact that there's these domestic animators that are still being slaves to the market to that kind of stuff is because the content right now is anime is pretty big. Anime is pretty big, and of course there's that population decline and that talent. People are just giving up and all that stuff. That kind of stuff is happening. And the crunch rules that over there again, it is that you have it's right now is that as to today right now it is been said. As I was watching a video of Shohei Koho, who's a Japanese person that's living in America, right? It's living in America. He said that right now it's gotten better. Sora the Troll as well, another Japanese dude living in Japan. He said that thing's starting to get, in a good conditions right now, as at this moment. They're learning. They're realizing they have to loosen up the people. They kind of have to kind of like calm down to certain things. However, the underpaid part, that's still an issue. That's still an issue because people want quantity over quality kind of stuff, right? Although and that's what's happening. And there's still this sort of expectation culture that has to be restructured. I don't care what kind of bad reaction they say or what kind of opinion they say, that no, because they want to work as hard as they possible. Even if the person themselves who is willing to work hard as fuck, they need to have a sort of time to loosen themselves. Times to take breaks, times to get paid, times to eat food on their table. Shit, make food free over there. I have to. Make food free, right? They have not seen their kids in 4 years, man. Come on now. Give them a time to see some of their kids, and then they'll reinforce themselves, and then pay them good money, because they're not getting paid. They're not really getting paid. So therefore, that's why they're only resort to what? To cultured anime. So they wanted to get paid, but even it's not helping them. That is the thing that needs to be connected to.
That doesn't make any sense. Why are we not paying our animators properly? Why are our people in our country giving up on being animators? It's a lost cause at this point. They're giving up. They're going to other industries. They're giving up being what they've always aspired to be. And I bet there's still thousands of people in Japan, if not millions of people in Japan, that would still love to be animators, to draw the anime they love so much, but they had to go get other jobs. They gave up. While other countries are paying perfectly well for animators. It doesn't make any sense. Hopefully, this will lead to that. Hopefully, this will actually support them. As to what the outreach hubs are, I'm not really sure. I'm assuming that's probably something as, in order to make connections, establish licensing and whatnot, which would actually be really great again, because if they want to provide it themselves, they're going to actually have to still set up things in the countries they want to distribute to. It's not simply they open up the gates and everybody can access it. There's still laws and whatnot they have to kind of follow there. There's still things they have to follow there. Now, I do acknowledge the fact that this is a lot of promises. And like I want to say before, this is still politics. Keep in mind that everything that I've talked about in these two articles is still politics. It's like the old saying goes, how do you know a lawyer or a politician is lying to you? Their mouth is moving. Those are those two industries that how you know they're lying, their mouth is moving. So whatever is said here could be all fluff. I do acknowledge the idea that there's a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of posts about this. This 100 billion yens, yeah, it's a lot of money. Hopefully it actually gets to the people that it's supposed to get to. But again, they have stated that they want accountability for this stuff. With that previous article, what they're talking about here is they want accountability for this stuff to ensure that it gets to the places that it needs to get to, the people that it needs to get to, and not just some middlemen. So hopefully the two of those kind of come together there. Hopefully the two of those kind of come, unless they're trying to push this out before that other stuff kind of goes into effect. They don't want that transparency, get this money out quickly. Either way, like I said, take this all with a grain of salt. This is politics, but it does show sort of this sign of this increased desire to support the anime industry, to support manga and all this kind of stuff. And again, to protect creativity. That's the key important thing there, to protect the creativity, which is, yes, mostly in Japan. I was, again, saying, like I said earlier, a lot of people misinterpreting this whole statement about, no interference in productions, the anti-censorship stuff like that. That is not something that Japan's doing. Again, that's misinformation. Japan really doesn't really have an ability to do that. I don't know why people don't seem to understand that. And Zenko himself even acknowledges that when I was talking to him. It's not as if Japan can enact a law that prevents, some translator in America from being able to change something. I think I've talked in the past where there's a possibility they can enact laws that restrict what the contracts they use for licensing out to have measures against that stuff. But it's just not something they can really do. If there's laws overseas for censoring your anime, it's because there's laws, and Japan can't do anything about that. If a company is going to export an anime somewhere else, Japan can't tell them or to tell them directly, don't censor the anime. It's their laws. The country it goes into, it has to go by their laws and their customs. There's nothing you can do about it. Anyways, That's a lot of information. I hope that, helps out you guys there. Hope you found this stuff informative. If you did, make sure to hit the like button down below. If you like this content,
Yeah, that's a lot of talking for him to say, man. That is what it's to say over there. I mean, he said it right there. I mean, I think Chibi Reviews also explained about it. He explained that it's a good thing. But I think also there's also concern. I've heard it from Leaflet, the VTuber Leaflet said that that does not mean, that can happen because they can switch. And not only that, again, domestically they can censor. They can censor content too. That's another thing. They can domestically censor content too. And it's not about the whole tourist or filter thing. No, and the other side that can happen too. And but you have to keep your hopes up. You have to keep your high spirits up because this beautiful art style which that comes from the East. It's not Japanese anymore. It's entirely sinolistically is East Asia, China, Korea. Vietnam is on the way. I've seen some very interesting Vietnam animations, or they call it Hoa Hin. Hoa Hin. They're coming up. The Vietnamese are coming. Yes, just give them a few years or so. The Vietnamese will be coming. The Vietnamese will be coming. And they'll have their own animes. Malaysia too. So we're got to be ready for that one on that hand. But yet again, no interference. That is the policy that is implemented, and that's what's to be celebrated. However, that can go to a 180 because they had done it before, that they censored their own content domestically by the artists too. They have censored that too. They can censor it. You can have your high ups, but also keep that yourself in mind. And also keep yourself in mind of the certain stuff that's going down over there in Japan that has the policy wise. But that is much to say right now. I think that is we've done the best of it about our own stuff like this. But I did my animations. We see each other next time, bro. That's good. So that is how long was this? Oh my god, it's already 3 hours, almost 3 hours, 10 minutes before 3 hours. You wanna see another video, yo? Man, I can make it 3 hours, bro. I can actually make it 3 hours. It's Friday. Fuck it. It is Friday, man. It's Friday. Why should I even care? I put reactions, didn't I? I put reactions, didn't I? Oops. Where'd I go? What else? What else, boy?
things have been crazy.
What else? Oh yeah. What else? What else? What else? Okay. There's a lot of singing, a lot of speaking. Clownfish.tv getting the numbers. What? No, no, yet again. Clownfish. No, it's too much grifting. It's too much grifting. It's too much grifting. How about what is to see in Capture the Magic? Theme parks. All right. What is to see in that one? Oh, she got arrested. Okay, this is funny. Epic Universe. Okay, I want to check this one out.
They asked
I'm a theme park fanatic.
I'm going to share the recipe. I used to lose 20
I want
pounds.
to talk about
Okay,
theme parks.
First, you're going to take 7 ounces.
Capture the magic. All right, let's go, bro. Capture the magic. Capture the magic. All right, Element Reptile, check it out. Capture the magic. Epic Universe helps break all-time tax income record for Orlando. Yo, but this was 3 days ago. But hey, man, hey, it is a perfect time to see.
What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic. And of course, before Epic Universe opened, there was lots of anticipation, people wondering how this park would perform. Would it live up to expectations? And really, how impactful would it be for Universal and as well as the local Orlando area, as a new theme park opening up is going to be a big deal on the scale of Epic Universe. And if you've been watching this channel, you know that we've talked about the local tourist tax records that have been broken every single month that Epic Universe has been opened, and every single month they have also credited Epic Universe as being the reason that these new tax records have been hit. And we have yet another tax record being broken for September, and they also broke the all-time record for the year on the heels of all of this. So in this article, we're going to go through what September looked like and what they're saying this could look like into the end of the year and next year, and give us an idea of how the performance of Epic Universe will continue to go toward the end of the year and into 2026. And if you're not familiar with what this tax revenue or records are, these are tourist tax that are associated with hotel stays in Orlando. And so obviously, if there are more people staying in hotels, seemingly to visit, theme.
Okay, about tourist tax and money and economics, I'm horrible. I'm horrible with economics. I'm probably not gonna speak about it because I'm super lost on that. I know the basics of savings and all that good stuff, but the high estimation and math, I am completely disabled with academic.
Park destinations or other places.
I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm a little bit disabled
as to the performance of Epic Universe, and we saw that the last two quarterly earnings reports from Comcast showed about a 19% growth in revenue for Universal since Epic Universe has been open. Now, I talked about this, and some people have said that that's not that impressive, but I think when you look at the fact that Epic Universe is still a park that has a park capacity limit on it, there's not as near as many people that they want to get in this park as they currently are able to do. And so seeing these early signs here of what we're seeing from this tourist tax before the quarterly earnings come out, which is why I said very likely off of the summer that you were going to see yet another good quarter in terms of revenue for Epic Universe or for Universal Orlando. And so these tax records here of how this performance goes give us a pretty good indication of, how things are trending, especially whatever the local government is saying is the reason for this. So it says Orange County's tourist tax in 2024-2025 smashed the all-time record, and they ask, will it continue? It says, boosted by the opening of the Epic Universe theme park, Orange County's tourist tax collections hit an all-time high in fiscal year 2024-2025, shattering the previous 12-month best set last year by $25.1 million, according to a comptroller report released this morning. The revenue boom reflects a host of positive factors over the course of the year, including record-breaking numbers of tourists statewide and higher room rates locally, which translate into more tax dollars. Now, the higher room rates also indicate demand. So Universal and surrounding hotels are going to charge more as there is more demand, basically. You could call it surge pricing if you wanted to. So that's one way in which that they're helping break the records, is they are able to charge more for these hotel rooms, given the, there has to be something in demand here, which that thing is, Epic Universe. Comptroller Phil Diamond, whose office tracks collections and spending of the bed tax, cautiously celebrated the new record of $384.5 million, but also worried about challenges that could hamstring Central Florida's tourism-focused economy in the immediate future. He cited recent flight cancellations blamed on a shortage of air traffic controllers and the shutdown of the federal government. Those are very unique and very real concerns, which just haven't been concerns until this month, Diamond said in a phone interview. While a great many people drive here from the southeastern United States, a great many more, Canadians and New Yorkers, people from the Northeast and upper Midwest, really wouldn't come here if they couldn't fly. It just wouldn't be practical. I mean, you can. You just have to be willing to drive, a decent amount to do so.
Bro, I'm sick and tired of New Yorkers, man. Coming to this damn state, making this state so fucking expensive, bro. It's getting tiring, bro. Florida is not even cheap anymore. Florida's not economically livable anymore now. It's just that so many New Yorkers. So many New Yorkers, bro. Oh my god. Bro, just stop moving, man. I want my Florida back. Give me back my Florida. All right, just give me back my Florida. I'm sorry. Give me back my Florida. I want my Florida back on this bitch, bro. But yet, the tourism. I don't think this would not affect it. It would just probably increase it if that is the case. Or if then that is a set. If it's a example of being affected, then that's a good one, man. Because universe right now, Epic Universe is carrying the theme park name. Ever since Epic Universe opened that May, it just carried all the way. Think of it, Disney used to carry the theme park industry. Now is low. It is low right now. Universal right now is the next is the Walt Disney World of the past right now. Okay, what am I saying? Let me cancel myself. Let me cancel myself for that. But like right now, since Epic Universe is opening, they're just banking it, man. They're just ripping. They're tearing a new asshole on Mickey Mouse right now with Epic Universe. That's how it is. That's how it is. I don't think it really will affect negatively on the tourism. People are yearning to go there. People are yearning to go there to Universal. Epic Universe. My God. Oh,
September, the final month of the fiscal year, tourist tax collections totaled about $26 million, which was $273,000 better than the tally from a year ago, but also the most ever collected in a September in the history of the tax. And this was first levied in the late 1980s. September's record receipts added a cherry on top a record-setting 12 months. Cassandra Matej, president and CEO of Visit Orlando, credited a robust schedule of special events with helping drive the interest in visitation to Central Florida during a month in which crowds are generally smaller because kids are back in school. The lineup at the Orange County Convention Center included the Surf Expo, a marketing showcase for apparel and products aimed at water sports and coastal lifestyles, the Clean Show, a large gathering for laundering and dry cleaning businesses. That, I bet you that's you know what's funny? I bet you that is probably a wild convention. Like a lot of times these conventions that are just these seemingly boring businesses, many times they get a little wild.
Man, Orlando is probably best known for the IAPA, for the International Attractions Expo, bro. Bro, the new theme park prototypes I've seen in the videos on YouTube, they're just insane. I've seen the newest concepts of roller coasters, bro. Who does not want to go there? Who does not want to go to that place and ride these prototypes? That is so gas, dog. Dude, you don't have no idea. That event, IAPA that's coming this month right now. Like they cook good. They cook good with those prototypes, man. And then there's the Matsuri and MegaCon as well. MegaCon, man, it's perfect, man, perfect. And then they have more and more conventions. Remember, the Orlando convention, the Orange County convention is two separate buildings. There's one set that is like the older versions of the convention, and then there's another set over there that is like the more brand new being built. Two sides are separate, but they're all connected to one thing. Can you imagine that? You think it's an airport, but it is not. That is how big that convention center is.
I'd recommend getting a genetic methylation test just once in your life. Just once in your life. You'll never need to do it again.
From what I have seen, at least. Matej said hotel room occupancy was down 2.5%, but demand for short-term rentals was up 18% over the year. The historic numbers weren't a complete surprise to industry experts who predicted a surge of visitors with the debut of Epic Universe, the first new theme park to open in Orlando this century. Comcast, the parent company of Universal Orlando, hasn't reported attendance figures for the new park, and they don't do that. Neither does Disney World, for that matter. But they said last week that its overall theme park revenue climbed 18.7% in the third quarter and largely credited Epic Universe for the trend. The weather also mostly cooperated. Hurricanes have avoided Florida so far this season, Unlike the previous fiscal year, which started with Hurricane Milton, forcing the Walt Disney Company and Universal Orlando to close for a day and a half because of the threat of high winds and torrential rains. The TDT report typically lags about a month behind collections, and October's report will be released in early December. So obviously, I mean, you're talking about this. It's not all just Epic Universe. This is the same county that also includes Disney World, so that's going to play a role into this. But I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to really put two and two together that you've had the biggest year ever since they've been collecting this tax, as well as every single month that Epic Universe has been open, they have broken a new record. So I think you can put two and two together at the very least and say that Epic Universe is having a positive impact on the local Orlando economy, which obviously is showing in the earnings reports from Comcast when it comes to the theme parks, up about 19% each quarter. And so I think if you're looking at the impact of Epic Universe, you're seeing it right here. Now, I don't think that's too surprising to most people. I think obviously a brand new theme park opening up at the level in which Epic Universe is, that this is to be expected. Although I will say it's very encouraging, or it has to be if you're Universal, given, like we talked about in previous videos, and even Mike Cavanaugh, the co-CEO of Comcast, said that Epic Universe still has a park capacity limit, and they're looking to be able to lift that more going into the end of the year, going into the Christmas season, which is one of the biggest times of the year when it comes to theme parks for both Disney World and Universal Studios. So I think they have a lot of incentive to try and get that capacity up, obviously to make more money. And they feel that they're going to be able to do that from what they were saying. We'll wait and see, because obviously when you're talking about Epic Universe, the wait times here are an issue, but they wouldn't be an issue if there wasn't demand. So I think it's one of those things where obviously there's interest in this park. It is brand new. They're still working out issues. They think that they can make a lot of headway with the ride reliability, with the ride capacity here. So we'll have to wait and see how this performs. There's supposed to be more entertainment coming from what I have been told. I don't know what that entails in terms of specifics. I don't know if that's a fireworks show. I don't know if that's a parade. I don't believe those two things, from what I think, are probably on the table for 2025, but I think it's likely some entertainment options in the Celestial Park area, if I were to kind of guess from what I've kind of been told. But I think the thing everybody's wondering is, we just had Comcast earnings call that includes a full quarter of Epic Universe on their books. The previous one included about a month period of Epic Universe and still saw a positive result. And during that quarter as well, Disney saw a very positive quarter. But I think a lot of people, and myself,
Comcast, I don't even remember. We were in a time when Comcast bought like millions of dollars for Universal. They are willing to probably promote at least for a maximum of something millions of dollars, at least 300 million for like the ownership of Epic Universe that they built for Universal. And then probably we'll be promoting a lot of things too that will probably cost down to $2 million at most, and hopefully that'll pay and in good hands, I guess. But yet again, I don't know numbers.
Included, I'm very curious, what was Disney's performance like this summer? Because there were some, indications out there potentially from some outlets saying, touring plans being one of them, some other ones that do track Disney World crowds and wait times, that these summer crowds at Disney were some of the lowest they had seen in a few years. And Disney's next earnings call is November 13th. So we'll probably learn quite a bit from that in terms of their revenue at the very least. And I think if Disney had a flat or down quarter, obviously you're going to start seeing where Epic Universe is starting to make a difference, especially when you're talking about specifically like Universal Studios versus Walt Disney World. And there's some indication that at least Universal feels that they are starting to, even eat into more market share. Mark Woodbury, the CEO of the Universal Studios theme parks, said that they have seen a market share shift since Epic Universe has been open. And then you've also seen Disney announce some very short-term turnarounds that are supposed to be open by next year. And I personally think it doesn't mean that maybe Disney didn't have a down quarter. I'm not going to predict that, although I'm not going to be surprised if that did happen. But I think that what that could show is even if Disney had a flat quarter, the revenue's kind of steady, that they did not see the increase in the crowds like they were expecting when Epic Universe came online, because Josh D'Amaro, Bob Iger had stated, rising tide lifts all boats type of situation, that they were expecting crowds to come in from people going to Epic Universe over to Disney World. But I think what you can take away from what
you could take away from that is that, like, once again, I think everybody talks about it, is the policies that they put in there. The policies they put in there, and the arrogance of ignoring what the people wanted by content. That's what is happening over there in Disney World, man. Disney World right now is just under a state of, it's literally, it's having an exodus. It's like it's living under an exodus state right now. I mean, surprising enough that that they saying the ticket prices have gotten down, although many people say it still goes up. Others saying it still go down, trying to attack the tourists and all that stuff. That's what Disney has done. Now, I would say this too, Disney again, they have um greater investments regarding to do I think cruise ships they did the cruise, I think Disney Cruise, which they did once. They did great investments with I think some parts of Bahamas, other studios, and then music. Like they have their own thing. They have their own thing. That's all I can say. But on theme parks perhaps they do they're in some shit. They're like 6 feet under. That's the thing, right? Yeah, now you can say whatever you want to say. Maybe the Disney adults have something in common about that stuff, but that the reason why Universal is going at best maybe is because we're opening to newer things that Disney once did. I think even Disney right now still cannot understand that. They still don't see it. They think they're the best place out there because they have 7 parks. 7 parks because I include 2 water parks there too. And that's what's happening. But yet again, they have their own investments that they are doing good things too in open hands. They're probably putting almost billions of dollars of trying to do a whole setup of things, and así es para la cosa.
Kind of signaling here is that shows and parades, which is mostly what they had this summer, were not enough to really pull crowds in. And again, I've talked about this before in other videos, but I talked to some travel agencies that actually specialize in Disney World vacations that did indicate that they saw an uptick in Universal bookings this summer and a downtrend in Disney bookings, and a lot more people spending entire weeks at Universal Studios and not really splitting time with Disney. Now, those are anecdotal, of course, but if that's how this plays out, that does kind of start painting the picture here that Epic Universe obviously has had a positive impact for Comcast, and how
prices keep climbing and people feel like they've got no choice. But here's the thing, you do
Look
have a
at
choice.
ads.
There's a little known web
has it affected Disney? But I think that's the last lingering question we have here. And I've said many times before, I never was expecting to have Disney have a just massive drop off in their attendance. And very likely there was Moffett Nathanson, some other outlets that were looking at this that were saying, you're looking at Disney
The
while they're
conditions,
building the new
bro.
things
Just
that they're
say
building.
it. Just
Very
say the
likely that their
conditions.
attendance stays flat, maybe declines a tad bit, but you're not going to see this massive drop off. I've kind of operated under that as well. But if they did have an impact from Epic Universe this summer, and they did see their attendance dip or their revenue dip a little bit, this would not be an encouraging sign if you're Disney, because I said many times as well, Epic Universe is the weakest it is going to be right now. I mean, it is, park capacity limits, rides not running, optimally, still figuring this park out. So Epic Universe is going to continue to run better, get more optimized, get more entertainment options in there, eventually have more rides and attractions. So if Epic Universe is already having an impact on Disney's attendance, then this is likely going to become even more of an issue in the coming years, while Disney themselves are going to be under heavy construction, which could be a attendance impediment on its own, as people don't want to deal with construction. And that coupled with as well, people may just put off trips until these things are done and then spend the money that it would take to go to Disney World to experience these new attractions. So it very likely could be an indicating factor in the
Probably right now they do that. They have the interactions for. They have the money. They have the money to just actually pick up the pace on it rather than just screwing it up. Now they're just picking up the pace and putting the new stuff. They're trying to refurbish. They have the money to take care of maintenance, which sometimes they do, and yet no many people have ever take any attention of that. That is the one thing they should do. Is actually pick up the pace on ideas. Disney, you have to do that, especially on your animation studios, bro. You're sucking ass with that shit. Please, if I was Disney, I would have remade Wish for that. But aside from that, I'm at Disney. If Disney can get up, is what they're doing right now. but you have to preserve those attractions that define and carried the foundation, rather than taking it all down like Splash Mountain, turning the Tiana's Bayou Adventures without even putting the villain in there to make the whole story complete. Chico, what you fucking doing? What you fucking doing? It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Years coming of what type of impact Universal will continue to have with Epic Universe, and potentially how Disney could be looking as they go up against that in the short term. But I do think going into the end of the year here, both Disney and Universal are going to see some pretty massive crowds, a lot of revenue coming in, because again, Christmas crowds are huge. So I think both of them will probably have a pretty solid quarter off of that. But these tax collection numbers do give us an indication, before we get those actual numbers, of where things are heading. And I think, again, if you're Universal, you have to be encouraged by this, given that you've had 2 straight quarters of almost 20% growth in revenue with a limited park, as you're still working out these issues. As I say, this park is in a beta testing mode. They openly are saying they're going to try and get these issues ironed out. They feel like they can get more people in this park, because obviously, if they can get more people in this park, over 20,000 guests in this park, then they're going to be able to make more money and, of course, make more of an impact. And that's what they're trying to balance with right now. So I think if you're Universal, you're encouraged. We'll see what Disney's numbers look like in November when they have their earnings call. But no matter what these numbers show and what they show in the next month or two or quarters, this is going to be a continuing battle between Disney and Universal for decades to come, which I think is a great thing, because competition is awesome. I love competition. It's good for the consumer. It makes Universal and Disney bring more things to the table to try and compete for your vacation dollar. And so even if you're somebody that doesn't care about Universal and what they're doing, you can still be thankful for what they're doing, which is going to force Disney, and is forcing Disney, to spend a lot more money on attractions, lands, and things that they're building to try and compete and really have an answer for what Universal's doing. So I think undoubtedly either way, this is going to continue to be a battle, as Disney's building the things they're building. Universal's building some new attractions. Even since Epic Universe has opened, they're going to announce more things coming. So you're going to see a back and forth between these two destinations for years and years to come. And watching how all this plays out is going to be very interesting. At least I'm interested in it. But either way, that is going to be
Which is a wild thing, man. Hey, SeaWorld, on the other hand, is probably back there like, yeah, y'all do you, boo-boo. Y'all do you, boo-boo. We're building bangers. SeaWorld's building freaking bangers, man. I ain't gonna lie. SeaWorld's building bangers. I think SeaWorld is secretly breaking the tourist tax of Orange County, Orlando. I think that is what's happening too. I don't think that's Epic Universe. Epic Universe is the poster boy on the red carpet. He's the poster child on the red carpet, who's breaking all the modes and things. SeaWorld, on the other hand, they're secretly carrying the industry. They're secretly carrying Orlando. Have you seen the roller coasters they're building? Shit. That's cost money. That costs money and investment. And their investment to expand further a bit in international drive, especially with many other non-theme park attractions, but still attractions in iDrive, man. I mean, that some right now are going away, but those are staying, man. Like Andretti, Deezerland, Fun Spot, I mean, there's nothing more secretively more based and more aura farming than SeaWorld. SeaWorld is so underdog that are aura farming with rides that are better than fucking Epic Universe. I'm just gonna be straight. Epic Universe is amazing due to like the decoration structures. Disney right now it has gotten mid, but if they can get up and they start awaken themselves and start building some banger ass rides and banger ass like kid shows, like really 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 original and better storytelling stuff and about that, bro, they would have carried the industry. Because right now, I think, believe to me, I think SeaWorld is definitely carrying Orlando. Let's just be real. SeaWorld is definitely carrying Orlando. That is to be, bro. I think that is to be, man. Got it. All right, so I think that is it right now. That's already 2 videos I've been making. Man, what a hell of a ride, man. It was so long. I was already feeling asleep. what? It's like 10:16 and I'm already about to knock out. It's 10:16. I'm already about to knock out. But yet again, I still pay attention to shit. Oh, to half of what they said. It's just a lot of information when you're trying to pick up, man. I'm sorry about that. That part's on me. I'm sorry. I am genuinely sorry about that. But anyways, that is it for today. I did my animations right now. You guys saw this animation right here, like frame by frame. It's not easy doing this. I'll tell you that. I I I can promise only so much. But this is my first. This is gonna be my redoing of my animation steps and techniques from scratch. My previous animation project was already left out and I couldn't do it anymore. So let me do this properly by starting with GIF animations. You start from round 1 first before you go to round 3. That is how it is to me. I'm gonna try to do my best on that. So anyways, I hope you guys like this. Like, subscribe to my channel. We see each other the next time somewhere in the somehow. And of course, your blessings. I'm Ella Moretta. I'm an artist, illustrator, digital designer, so on, so on. We see each other. Until then.